enter my experts, CNN political director David Chalian and senior political reporter Nia Malika Henderson. So I'm going to start with you, Nia Malika, if I can. The issue of the email, and so much of it depends on how the headline is broadcast or read or printed, and how much eye rolling goes on, because if you ask some people, there is no scandal and this is much ado about nothing. If you ask others, it goes all the way back to the notion of having a personal server in the first place, even for private email. But look what people say. The registered voters came in and said no matter what, 56% of them said that was wrong. Is this what's costing her this big slide in favorability?
Well, it's certainly not doing her any good. And if you look into the numbers, there is, of course, a partisan divide. Republicans much more likely to think she did something wrong, something like 80%, and Democrats something like 65% saying she didn't do anything wrong. But the interesting poll there is independent. 63% say that she did do something wrong. And there's another split here that I think in some ways speaks to what she's banking on, sort of her underlying strength. There's actually a 15-point gender gap. Men much more likely to think she did something wrong than women in this poll. Something like 51% of women versus 66% of men. Of course, that still is a majority of women. Doesn't do her any good there in some way. Got to figure this out, and you see them trying to talk about it. She talked about it yesterday. There was that moment when she sort of joked about it as if to say, listen, every Democrat who is freaking out about this, hold on to your horses. She's not worried about it. She seems to want to project that image, so Democrats shouldn't worry about it either. But listen, these polls aren't good for her, and we'll see how this plays out in the next couple of weeks.
Well, let's talk